The New York Mets overcame a multiplicity of obstacles on their way to becoming National League champions and earning themselves a trip to the World Series of Baseball. After winning the National League Eastern Division, the Mets defeated Clayton Kershaw, Zack Greinke, and the Los Angeles Dodgers in 5 games to earn themselves a spot in the National League Championship Series versus the Chicago Cubs. Daniel Murphy was the hero for the Mets. The Mets then swept the Chicago Cubs in 4 games, earning themselves a National League Championship trophy. I spoke to Pepperdine Baseball play-by-play man Sam Ravitch along with Pepperdine sophomore pitcher Christian Stoutland, who happens to be a die-hard Mets fan. I first spoke to Sam and Christian about factors that led to the Mets World Series run.
Things when you look at the Mets and the National League East, when it came down to it, the Mets had great pitching, great offense, great defense, and it all kind of culminated into their playoff run.
Christian Stoutland, who had Tommy John surgery last year, spoke about the prolific Mets starting rotation. 4 of the Mets' top 5 starting pitchers have had Tommy John surgery in the past few years. I asked Stoutland if the extended innings they threw during the postseason would affect the pitchers next season.
Realistically, I think it comes down more to their individual innings limits, more so than whether or not they pitched in the playoffs. I mean, obviously that's important, but for me, for example, I took the whole 18 months to recover, or whatever it was. I was on a specific plan for my doctor and whatnot.
At the beginning of Game 3 of the World Series, Noah Syndergaard, the Mets starting pitcher, threw the first pitch of the game up and in, near the head of Royals leadoff hitter Alcides Escobar. I asked Christian, who is also a pitcher, about the importance of pitching inside.
I think that's huge, honestly, because once you establish the inside, the inside part of the plate, then the hitters are going to be on the tip of their toes and whatnot. So you can then go outside, and you really can pretty much control the strike zone from that point forward. So I think that was huge.
It seems that during this offseason, the Mets are going to lose their 2 top hitters from 2015. I asked Sam how the Mets can find offense next year.
Good question. Obviously, the free agent market right now is buzzing, so the Mets really need to get into talks with some teams. Left fielders, some outfielders would be nice. Obviously, you're losing Cespedes. Kadyr's not great when it comes to production, so you kind of need to look at the outfielder part of the deal. And then, if you want to get kind of in the nitty gritty, maybe a second baseman, Daniel Murphy, a lot of errors, costly error in the World Series, which arguably could have cost in the World Series. So I think you kind of have to get in talks with, in the free agent market with a few players, few teams to see what.
I concluded the interview by asking Stoutland about his expectations for the Mets this offseason, and then a prediction for their 2016 season.
Obviously, you mentioned it in one of the questions, Wheeler coming back from Tommy John. He'll be around probably mid-season or whatever. So I think that'll be huge because their rotation was definitely their strength this past year, and they're not losing any of their starters. So with him coming back, and then plus they have Montero coming up from the minors, if he could contribute, even out of the bullpen, that'd be huge. And I mean, Sam mentioned it, the loss of Cespedes could be a bit of an issue, but there's talks of maybe looking into Ben Zobrist in the free agent market. He could definitely be a contributor on the infield. But overall, I think they'll definitely be in a position to compete for another World Series.